The next news is up at 11, bulletins at once. I'm Susan Darwin, News Talk Radio 610, WIOD.
News Talk Radio 610 WIOD presents The Joey Reynolds Show. To get in touch and talk, dial 751-WIOD from Dade County. In Broward, 524-WIOD or 655-WIOD in the Palm Beaches. The opinions expressed by Joey, Bill, the guests, or callers are not necessarily those of this station. Now, The Joey Reynolds Show on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
Get it out of your system. I watched Leave It to Beaver on the, well, you know, we had the Playboy channel taken away from us now, Continental Cable. To Leave It to Beaver on the Playboy channel takes on a new meaning. You know. Oh, hi, folks. Good morning. I don't mean to ignore you, but they took my box away. Speaking of Leave It to Beaver, they took my box is gone. My box.
Oh, your mailbox.
That's what I have.
Oh, okay. Had.
It's gone. We got the program director's phone number here?
Yeah.
Do you think he's listening to us and monitoring?
Get out.
He may call in on the hotline.
He has the weekends off.
I have to go to my regular job at Denny's. So I'll just get the show over with and get out of here. And you can cooperate, folks, by calling us this morning and help speed it along. Because remember, on a talk show, if you don't talk, you ain't going to hear nothing.
Joey, tell him he's on the air. It's one of those real important things.
Yeah, I know. Is there a delay?
Oh, wait a second. We're getting a message that he's at the Ranieri Golf Open.
Oh, good. Then he'll be calling in anyway.
Do we have a phone number for him there? No, we don't? Does he have a car phone or a mobile phone?
No, that doesn't come in the budget.
No, he's got a car phone.
He does?
Yeah, I called him in his car.
Oh, you did? Oh,
No,
you've been
today.
sucking up to him all week, huh?
No, I didn't say I did it this week.
Did you get that job?
No, not yet.
Not yet? No, Bill wants to be a production director here at the station. One of the guys is leaving. So he's been applying. You want to leave me, don't you?
I want to leave you?
Yeah. I mean, you want to do this on your own. You want to be able to go out on your own and be a host.
Not actually true, Joey. What I'd really like to do is have an income.
Why is the producer of the show putting on a leather jacket? It's 94 degrees in Miami today, and the guy's got a leather jacket on. Is he into bondage or what? I mean, what?
I broke my door stop and leave the door open, so now it's getting cold in here.
It's getting cold in here. You know, we moved down to Florida. If you don't like it here, go to Buffalo. I mean, you don't worry about this, all right? God, brain dead. That's it.
Allow me to turn the air.
Yeah, and we got to get adjusted here. We need our box back, our mailbox. This is like too reality-based. You know, there's no comedy when it's too reality-based. Did you hear Belzer said the 7 words on television, on TV the other night?
Yeah, but we can't say them on the radio.
Well, the 2 of them that we can, they begin with T and S. So he used, I mean, it's amazing how on CBS television, I mean, he had those words on the air. I couldn't believe it. Well, I could believe it. I've done it. But they had the beep, see, and the beep came after he said them because it was a live show. So they got a censor sitting in there, like, you know, it's deep.
They tried to. It's like the lightning round in Jeopardy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's for effect. So Belzer, of course, he's got a vulgar mouth anyway. You know, I mean, the guy used to throw up on me because he was so drugged. Just like Charlie Sheen. You know, Navy SEALs, huh? Be over at the Betty Ford Clinic with another career move. That's a great place to go. The Betty Ford's a good place to try out. Of course, you know, what are you smiling at?
I'm not going to touch that at all, Joey.
Well, it's important for guys like that. You know, I mean, first of all, they tell you that he has a drug and alcohol problem, and he's going there. Then they tell you he's exhausted from 4 pictures. Now, how can you get exhausted from doing 4 pictures? I went to 3 movies last night, and I'm not tired at all. I saw that Bernhardt movie. Sandra Bernhardt?
Yeah.
Let's see, if we could rate it the way that it should be rated on national television. Actually, they should have a cash register, and on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, ring the register to show how much you should pay to see it.
What it's worth. Yeah.
This particular one should use how many fingers can go down your throat.
Ooh.
This Bernhardt movie was, it's like a cinema verite. Yeah, that's it. Artistic film. And if you think you're going to see something like you did see with her in King of Comedy, for instance, where she tied up Jerry Lewis, which isn't a bad move. You remember that movie?
Yeah,
remember that picture?
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was great. That was like the story of Johnny Carson. Taking over the Tonight Show, Robert De Niro and Sarah Bernhardt, or Sandra Bernhardt. Sarah Bernhardt is an old-time theater actress.
Uh-huh.
So Sandra Bernhardt is the brat, you know.
Right.
She's got a very unusual face. She's ugly. And she has she looks like, you know, I mean, she's just got a beautiful body. And she shows us it in the movie. And the movie is...
All of it?
Yeah. I mean, there's a little patch. And there's three things to be covered, and they cover one of them. All right? Does that give you an idea?
Oh, it's one of those. It is an artistic movie.
It is artistic. Yeah. And she's got a very interesting look because you really want to hold her and hug her from the neck down, and then you want to choke her from the neck up. I mean, there's something about her that's endearing. She has an endearing quality to her. It's kind of like me. And I was watching this movie last night, going through my hat box of popcorn. And, this is like very painful for me to sit there and watch someone do a monologue. Like it is you. You're sitting there watching me do one.
I made a
right?
career out of it.
Yeah. And, I came to the realization that you have a hard job. Because I would just sit there last night and listen to her crap. And you must have a terrible time doing that, Bill. I mean, you have to sit here and listen. You don't have to, and I didn't have to. I could have walked out of the theater. But you're listening to my crap.
Right.
And this has got to be a tough job. No wonder why you want to be production director here and get a new job. I don't blame you.
Well, Joey, as you may have noticed, this show doesn't take an awful lot of time. I can probably do both.
The Tonight Show,
starring Joey Reynolds.
By the time I get to do it, there won't be one.
With his guest, Joey Reynolds. Joey Reynolds. Joey Reynolds. And the Joey Reynolds Orchestra. And now, here's Joey.
Where's the Diver's Den spot?
Coming up.
Got new sponsors now, Diver's Den.
Yeah.
Oh, so why don't we take some phone calls? Give us a call now. What's the number?
The number in Day, Joey, is 751-9463. For those of you who don't like remembering all 7 numbers, it's 751-WIOD. In Broward, 524-9463 or 524-WIOD. Palm Beach, 655-WIOD. And if you happen to be a Bell South Mobility cellular phone customer, it's star IOD from your mobile or car phone.
I had some sushi last night.
Yeah?
I didn't cook the shrimp too much. It was awful. If it's not Mrs. Paul's, I throw it back, So anyway, we're taking our calls this morning on this. I guess we should really get into the whole disease that everybody's had all week, Iraqophobia. A lot of people are caught up in that whole thing, the whole idea of the brain dead. Those people who want to fight a holy war. And I was thinking, now would be the perfect time to pull out the Jesus and Mary chain and beat the hell out of them with it. I mean, who wants to get into that whole conflict? And, I was listening this morning to WIOD, which is like the Isle of Dreams, they used to call it.
Right.
And the fantasy broadcast that Chuck was doing where he never talked about Iran or Iraq. See, Iran was doing us a favor. They were keeping Iraq at arm's length. And we hated the Ayatollah so much because his personality sucked a large weenie.
Did he have one?
He had none. But you would be like him, too, if you were 90 years old under those woolen tunics and you never got any. You'd be cranky.
Oh, that was his problem.
Yeah, and he was pronounced turban dead. What was it, about a year ago?
Oh, months before that.
But he was keeping the enemy away. Iraq was...
Well, we didn't realize Iraq was the enemy.
No, because we were supporting them.
Oops.
Yeah. Now we still are supporting them. The Holy War is, of course, I guess they call it the Gulf War, and the Mobile War, and the Shell War, and the Hess War, the Sunoco War. So the war is really at the gas pumps, where everybody's complaining.
Yeah, I paid $1.30 a gallon?
The funniest thing that happened
ridiculous
during the 70s when we had that crunch, that bogus crunch when Carter was president and they lied to him when they sucker punched him with the oil shortage and there wasn't one, which they're doing again. That's called free enterprise, folks.
Well, it's not free for us.
No, but you're allowed to lie when you're in business.
Oh, okay.
It's America.
I think you're required to.
Jimmy Carter was president and he was lied to and he bought into it. And we were lined up at pumps. The funniest thing was living in Jersey when there was Jersey Gabones don't take no for an answer. This one guy who had a big-ass Cadillac, he had a plastic phone pretending he was a doctor and needed fuel, so he jumped ahead in the line. Remember we had those big, long lines?
Mm-hmm.
And in Connecticut, because they had insulted the oil companies, they wouldn't give them any oil at all, as a state for a while.
The whole state?
Yeah, the whole state of Connecticut. They had alternate Sundays, when they got oil. So you can't insult them too much because they have all the marbles. See, now the alternative to that is if we do not have this democratic feeling of raising prices even though we lie, the alternative is socialism. And nobody wants that because we sure don't want to be dictated to with otherwise, you know what you do when you're a socialistic nation? You wait in line. You get the same results. WIOD, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I saw this movie last night called Two Jakes.
Yeah.
Never-
Jack Nicholson picture, yeah.
Never in my life have I ever felt as stupid as I felt in that movie. The intelligent people left, and I would estimate 20% of people left in the first half hour, and I, like a jerk, sat through the whole movie.
I sat for Sandra Bernhardt, so what are you talking about? I have no intelligence at all.
My God, man, did you see this movie?
I saw one part of it that would just... Listen, let me tell you what's wrong with the movie already, okay?
Tell me, please.
Untie your tongue first.
Directed by Jack Nicholson, I saw.
Okay.
When I saw that, I said, here's a guy who's going to do what I've done all my life, direct myself. And, you can't do that. Now, the intelligent people usually go to good directors. Even though Dustin Hoffman had a big fight with Sidney Pollack when he did Tootsie. They hated each other. They made a great Oscar-winning film, even though they hated each other, because it takes a good director. That's the director's medium, film.
But it's not the director. It's the plot. I could not follow the movie.
Well, it's because of the direction, I will bet. I didn't even see it, and I'll bet that.
Well, when we walked out, the people in the lobby, everybody looked at each other and started laughing. And we said, does anybody understand what happened in that movie? Nobody in that lobby understood that movie. And I'd be really curious, and I'm going to hang on to your show here. Hopefully, someone will be kind enough to call up and explain to me why I spent $15 for my wife and I last night to see what I saw. Please tell me what happened.
How was the popcorn?
The popcorn was delicious.
Okay.
Always the best. The only reason I go.
Jack Nicholson probably shot it between quarters, over the Sixers game.
Please, get somebody to call in and tell me what I saw, please.
Okay.
The radio's free. The movie was $15.
Yeah, well, we'll try to get our brain trust together, and in this market, it's going to be rather tough.
Okay, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good one. I love your show.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Bill's brother's visiting here. His brother, Shecky. Shecky Marcioni, visiting from New Jersey. And, that shows a lack of intelligence in itself, that a guy this age who is younger and smarter, allegedly, is still living in Jersey. And
Hey, wait a second.
At home, too. And he was involved in Montclair, which is less than Verona. If you're from Jersey, then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, this is a lesser part of the country.
Montclair lesser than Verona?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, error.
When I lived in Verona, we belonged to a pool club because that's the only way you get to swim, unless you have one in your yard, and God knows there wasn't money for that.
Or if you live in Montclair where it's just free and you don't have to join anything.
Yeah, but in Verona we had to join a pool club, and they had chain link fence. And what you would do is you would buy lawn chairs from Kmart and chain it to the fence for the summer and use your combination lock. Of course, I forgot mine. I used a chainsaw 1 week so the kids could have a place to sit. But it was amazing how we all functioned in that environment. And we continue to torture ourselves by staying up north, But now we've come down here to near heaven, to paradise, right?
Uh-huh. You come down here, you set your body to bake and your brain to simmer.
And get into drugs and move to Boca.
Right.
That's it. WIOD, you're on the air.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Hey, Joey, maybe you could do a service for one of your listeners.
Sign off.
Tell me where that, no, come on.
All right, what?
Tell me where the CD exchange is.
Well, today it's going to be over at, where are they playing golf?
Oh, they're playing golf today?
Yeah, the guys are playing golf. Mike Ranieri has a tournament. It's a miniature golf tournament. Now, here's a guy who's he's almost a pro golfer. And
Ranieri?
Yeah, Ranieri is.
Too bad he's not a professional broadcaster. No,
hey, now, wait a minute.
Like
Don't pick on Mike Ranieri, all right?
He's a good guy.
Let me pick on him. Now, so Mike is where?
Is it Grand Prix Golforama? See, George has to type this into the thing because they took away our mailbox where the note would be explaining exactly where everything is.
We don't have a mailbox. And George types with one finger, so we'll get to know this information by noon. Thanks a lot, and that's the wrong finger, George. Thanks a lot, boy.
Grand Prix Golforama.
Okay. What's happening? That's
where Mike is having his
charity thing?
His invitational tournament.
All right, so they have compact
You can't
discs.
type that fast, Joey. I don't know.
Are they're giving CDs away?
No, they're not doing that. The CD Exchange is one of the sponsors on the station. They're there, I believe, in Lauderhill, 441, just south of Oakland Park Boulevard, next to the Radio Shack and the Extra Shopping Center.
Okay.
But I'm not positive because, once again, we don't have a mailbox. They have taken away all of the information that they give us at the station, and this is just coming from my memory.
You think the job is gone?
So, in other words, I could drive there. It might be like a pizza shop that's also a sponsor, right?
Who's a piece of shop? Wait a minute.
Pizza, he said. Pizza shops.
No, pizza shop. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Okay,
too close for my comfort.
I'm on 595 now. I guess I'll give it a shot.
Why the hell is that condom tree still here? They've got a bush that's made out of condoms. Why
Was
is
it a
that
rubber
here?
tree?
Yeah, it's a rubber tree. Who made that thing?
Oh, was that your line, Joey? I'm sorry.
No, that was yours. You can take credit for it.
Hey, listen, text the advice.
All right. Now, Ranieri's miniature golf... Oh, it's for the boys' club. That's how I began in radio.
Yeah, he's from the Gerald Ford School of Golf.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, right.
Have a good one.
All right, goodbye. His favorite food, Mike Ranieri it's like a disc jockey profile, the things that Mike's favorite color, Mike's favorite artist. His favorite is tuna McNuggets with mayonnaise. Anyway, he's playing miniature golf today for the boys' club. Where?
At Grand Prix Golf-A-Rama.
Okay, we'll talk more about it in a minute. We got to play some spots here, make some money. Hey, get on the phones with us, all right? Because I want to talk to you. I'm bored talking to myself all this time. I hate this. What's the phone numbers again?
The phone number in Dade is 751-9463, 751-WIOD. In Broward, 524-WIOD. And in Palm Beach, where the phone has not rung once this morning, 655-WIOD.
Yeah, come on, get on the phones or else I'm going to play a record.
At Chinese Creations, we never serve the same meal twice.
At your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
It's the Joey Reynolds Aggravation on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD. Today's show is brought to you by Barfmeister Beer, the one beer to have when you're having more than 12. And now, the man whose show is more filling and has less taste, Joey Reynolds.
Glad you didn't do the Porsche joke. All right, this is the golf tournament day for miniature golf. You know, I mean, I play real golf. Great game, golf. You don't get hurt, except for me. I play golf with a couple of hockey players. And the fight broke out. You don't want to do that. Mike Ranieri is playing in a golf tournament for the Boys Club. And I first began in broadcasting. I mentioned when I was 13 years old, I was at the Boys Club of Buffalo, and I was on the radio on the PA system, because we didn't have a signal, just like WIOD. We took calls, and we played records. No, I was a jock. I mean, you know, we all played records. Back in the early days of radio, there was drama. I don't go back that far. And then people like Casey Kasem started when they were having drama. You know, they were doing the Lone Ranger out of Detroit, and Casey started it as a fan, and he was on the Lone Ranger show, which was one of the few network shows left. He started back then. I come another generation later where they played records.
You started on the Lone Ranger show?
Yeah.
I've got 5 bullets, and 4 of them are coming up.
So I came on to the game when they were giving out money for playing records. And they spoiled that game.
Was that a contest?
Yeah, now all the congressmen get the bucks. But it used to be us. You know, it came right... It now goes directly to the manufacturer, to the government. But the money came to...
You're the only old disc jockey I've ever heard who speaks fondly of the days of payola.
Well, why not? I miss those days. Those are the days when this was a gangster's medium before... Yeah, get right down to it. I was telling your brother John about this earlier. John's in economics. He knows what it is. He hates talk radio. He hates this because he has to wait for a punchline. There isn't one. The punchline is when you get Neil in the face. That's the punchline. There's no punchline in this. This is a medium rare. What happens on radio these days is that it's a lifestyle. It's a reflection. It's a mirror. We hold it up to the public, and we just keep rambling until we hit one, and then we go on to another one. That's all. I mean, this is not a format. Like, you probably listen to music radio on FM, which is a way of life, you know. Hey, incidentally, let me tell you, MTV's got a lot of trouble because of that. See, MTV plays music round the clock. That's a format. And the way television is rated, which is different than radio, is that television people look for shows, and they don't care where they get them as long as they like the show. Mm-hmm. On radio, there is not a show. There's a format. It's a sound. It's like a low-grade disease. It just hums. And you choose that particular music blend you like, and you stick with it, allegedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Now, MTV and VH1 have now begun to put shows on the air. And the reason is so they can get some ratings. So they have now remote control, and they have this, what's her name, Julie Brown, downtown Julie Brown?
Right, and they have Club MTV and all of those.
So they can get some credit in the rating books, see? And they were treating television like radio, and they're getting no numbers, which means no commercials, except for Mars bars and Snickers, you know, which is an automatic buy for those who can't, you know. I don't want to put the sponsors down because we may have them next week. The last time we put someone down was Diver's Den, and now they bought time. So it comes back with a vengeance. Anyway, let me tell you about the Ranieri Golf Tournament for a second, then we'll take a call.
Okay.
That's going on right now. And it's going on, the rain date is tomorrow, and it didn't rain, so it's today. Is that right?
Yeah. Why do you bring that up, Joey? Because that's the one piece of information on that page that's not important.
Because it may rain. That's why. Anyway, the money's going to the Boys Club. And it's, all kids are invited, of course. It's miniature golf taking place at Race-A-Rama. Golf-A-Rama. It's next to Race-A-Rama.
Right.
It's in Dania between Griffin and Sterling Roads. Now, is Mike going to be there, or is he just sending one of his kids or something?
A golf event that Mike would not be at? How dare you even think it? Of course he's there.
Mike does not play golf where the ball takes the risk of hitting a windmill. I mean, this is not Mike's style, all right? But the $25,000 they're giving away is Mike's style.
Right.
He will be there for that.
Yeah.
This is a great event, and everybody should come out there today. Boys Club, all right? That's one of my passion events, because that's how I got my start in broadcasting. So if you guys ever want to pay back the industry, support the Boys Club. Wait, maybe this is not a good way to endorse me, is it?
Or just hire Joey.
Yeah, right. WIOD, you're on the air.
Hi, Joey. How are you?
I'm good.
Listen, in answer to the, in response to the fellow who called in and said Two Jakes was a lousy movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but on Chuck Meyer's show, one of the critics, I think, Russell, said that if you didn't see Chinatown, forget about seeing the Two Jakes because you just don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
so that may be part of the answer.
I'm calling it Two Jackoffs.
Good.
Listen, did you say that you had lived in Jersey for a while?
Yeah, it's like doing time, ain't it?
Excuse me?
Yes.
Oh, no, I had an uncle that lived in Upper Montclair.
Well, that's the good part to live in.
Yeah, that's where Bill's from. Bill's mom was in charge of the school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Upper Montclair?
Uh-huh.
Ah. Uh-huh.
They named the school after after the state hero Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, most of the kids in the yearbook had front and side views. I know.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
No.
And what shoes they wore? Concrete.
But would you agree that, I mean, Neil made a comment once about New Jersey, about the air stinking? I mean, I grew up there for 33 years. I lived down here for 13, but the air is bad in Jersey.
Now, wait just a second. There's like this little corridor when you get onto the turnpike coming out of New York City, right past those refineries, and that's true. That's like 14 miles of artificial fart. Can I say fart on this show, Joey?
It's called Bayonne.
Bayonne, and it's just awful.
I took my two kids up recently we left the Newark airport to go to New Brunswick, and I know what you mean by that. They couldn't believe it.
Well, what happens, see, is all of the Hispanics who have moved there they eat the beans, and they just face in that direction towards Weehawken.
Can I mention one fast thing? I was at a business meeting up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was outdoor at one of these big office building complexes. And during one of the speeches, about 10 feet up from me, a guy teed off, and I was sitting downwind. And I turned to the guy next to me and looked at him, and he's never been out of New Jersey. And he turned to me and said, geez, what a breath of fresh air. Now, Jersey air is bad.
It's like Iraq.
All right, that's all my material. I just wanted to help the show out because I love you.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Like these people who think it's kind of like a mercy hump. They're helping out the show. So I was looking at condos this week.
You were?
One of the places that I looked at in Jacaranda, they don't allow more than... Your pet can't weigh more than 15 pounds. Have you seen those things? Is that
your pet can't weigh more than 15 pounds?
Yeah, so I bought a 12-pound cockroach, and I'm bringing it with me. These rules, all these condo commandos. Got to take another break here?
Yeah.
All right, WIOD is what you got on your thing. Call us, and we'll continue to service the account at 751-9463. And Broward is 524-WIOD. And Palm Beach?
Palm Beach is 655-WIOD.
And that free telephone, if you have it in your car?
Star IOD on Bell South Mobility.
All right, and we're going to play a record because I'm bored already.
We are not.
Yes, we are.
When Baseball Commissioner Fay Vincent forced George Steinbrenner to step down, WIOD Sports Talk took you to New York for an in-depth report.
Because of the Steinbrenner factor. With George, he's always in conflict with somebody, and he's usually involved in off-the-field situation. And, of course, we never got to cover a whole lot of baseball in all the years I was with the Yankees.
If it's going on in sports, it's going on Sports Talk 610 every night at 6. Right here on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
How much money do you think Americans spent last year to protect their homes and families?
610 South Florida Weekend.
Don't miss the one and only Neil Rogers this Monday morning at 10 here on your radio. Now, back to the Joey Reynolds Show on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
We're on until about 1 o'clock today or 2?
2 o'clock today, and then Randy's coming in.
Oh, yeah? We get to see Randy. She's got 2 mailboxes now.
And we got to find out why she has 2 and we don't have any.
Oh, I think somebody took our name off, put hers on twice, that's all.
You want to go through her things?
Trying to be funny. I got President George Bush's, no. I got President George Bush's phone number here. And I think he's up in Kenny Bunkport, or wherever the hell that's called, up in Maine. Yeah, my Maine man.
Uh-huh.
Kenny Bunk. President Kenny Bunk.
Or
and
just
I got
Bunk for short.
I got Gorbachev's phone number and Queen Elizabeth's. We don't want. She's a figurehead. Got Pope John Paul. We should call him. Give these guys a call. Find out what's going on in Iraq. Let's get it firsthand, because our news department's going to take maybe a day. We can just call directly. I got the Vatican number there. Want to use it? Looking at me like I'm making it up. It's right there.
By gosh, it is.
Yeah. So give him a call.
You want to call the Pope?
Why not?
Well, because the hotline's in use. Lou Yaeger's calling in with a beach report.
Speaking of Polacks. Hi, Lou.
Well, I'm so glad that I'm being greeted with such enthusiasm this morning.
You're a mean, crummy, rotten punk kid.
Yeah, but at least I like
You're a lousy, stinking, crumb bum kid.
But it's good to talk to you.
Good morning, kids. How are you today?
Louie, how was that movie last night?
Well, let me say this. If you have a chance not to go see that movie...
I mean, you're a Jew. You're a Jew when you saw Sandra Bernhardt and hated it, right?
Oh, God, she is... I mean, the word horrible just begins to describe that film. It was one of the worst.
And she tried to embrace the Jewish community by singing those Jewish love songs.
Well, she was doing... No, they're not love songs. They're folk songs. There's a difference. Hinem Atov Menayim and Yiskadal is certainly not a love song.
I understand this as well as everything you usually say, Louie.
Yeah, but she did it in a little bit of a different manner. Hey, speaking of movies, Joey, I'd like you to do me a favor. You are in the loop for tonight. We are doing Air America.
Lou, to go out with you, I'd have to be looped.
We had fun. That was good. We had a good time last night. But tonight we are doing
It was an awful time. I hated it. Where did we go afterwards?
Oh, that restaurant?
Joe's.
Joe's Bel Airs?
Yeah. We went to this 50s diner. And they had, I guess we waited a half hour just to get some service.
Now, a little longer than that.
Yeah. A lady came out with a hairnet and burnt toast. You know, it's home-cooked food.
And that was the best part of the dinner.
And she had a beehive.
Oh, that was fun. Remember I started to play with the hula hoops?
Yeah.
A good time. But tonight we are. So if you've got any listeners that have seen Air America, which opened last night, we'd like to hear a little review about it.
Yeah. But the oldies music, wasn't that great last night?
Well, listen, you're talking rock and roll from the 1960s, when rock and roll went coast to coast, border to border.
Oh, God, you could just puke.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you can just... Hey, speaking of good things, I want to remind everybody, next week we're going to be doing the weather from a different place. We've got a fascinating day planned.
According to the station, we're not allowed to mention the name of the cruise line. So you just say that you're broadcasting from a boat, but you can't say which one.
We're broadcasting from a large boat next week, one of these cruise liners that goes out, and we're going to have some fun with it. We'll be at the Captain's Bridge, and we'll be on 1033 right from the ocean.
Now, wait a minute, you can't, you can mention the name of the boat.
No, you can't. You're not allowed to mention the name of the ship.
Come on, why can't you mention the name of a ship?
There's all sorts of requirements as far as the ship's registry and requirements, and you're not allowed to, Joey.
So, yeah, if it's registered in Panama, you can't mention it?
I'll let you kids work it out and let me know what to do.
You bet.
So
in the meantime, until it's definite, Lou, you can't mention the name of the boat.
All right, Lou, how did you make this deal? You got the captain of a ship to give you a mobile phone?
Right, we're going to have a special cellular phone. Not a cellular, I think it's a mobile marine phone.
Is this like
hooking up for us.
Is this like the Titanic or the Andrea Doria?
Let's hope.
It's you get on the sea and you have a chance to escape, and it's nice. It'll be a real good time.
What's the name of the ship?
No, you're not allowed to mention the name of the ship. I'm sorry.
Do you escape to sea on it?
Well, you just get on the sea and you escape, but we will not mention the name.
Do not mention the name of that boat.
Absolutely.
And if the audience happens to discover the name of the cruise line...
Well, as long as you're getting on the sea and you're escaping, you're okay.
So you're going to call us and give us you're going to give us the weather from a ship next week. What do we need that for?
Well, because it'll be the beach weather, just like I give you each day.
From the wrong side.
Yeah, the wrong side of the beach. Come on, Lou.
Are you guys done? Can I do my weather?
Yes, and next week you'll be full of ship.
Well, I'll be on the sea just escaping. It'll be a delightful time.
Do the weather.
Everybody at 10:42. This is the WIOD AccuFact Beach Patrol weather. Lou Yaeger reporting with today's beach weather. And today might be a good day to go to the mall or maybe horseback riding, because the clouds are all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms and dads, and kids of all ages, Mr. Clouds are making their full appearance in South Florida. We just got a little bit of sun poking through this morning and a little less late this afternoon with serious boom booms figured to be all afternoon throughout their beautiful Gulf. Winds are out of the south-southeast at 10 knots, seas at 1 to 3 feet. The high today is expected to be about 91 degrees. Current beach temperatures along the Gulf Coast: Miami's 85 degrees, Fort Lauderdale 80 degrees, and Pompano Beach a balmy 84 degrees. For the WIOD AccuFact Beach Patrol weather, this is the Lou Yaeger reporting. Gentlemen?
All right, let's play Jeopardy's here, okay?
Jeopardy's?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give you the answer, then we'll give you the question. All right?
I am ready.
Okay. Golf-a-rama.
Golf-a-rama. Where does...
Wait a second. He's not done yet.
Not done.
I'm sorry.
Golf-a-rama, Benji, and Sandra Bernhardt.
The answer is Golf-a-rama, Benji, and Sandra Bernhardt.
And the question is, where can you go...
No, the question is, name a putt, a mutt, and a slut. Thanks a lot, Lou. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you
later. With my personal life on the air. This is the reason I don't get lucky. 751-9463. WIOD, you're on the air.
Yeah, Joey.
The Palm Beach line.
Yeah, listen, I was going to see Two Jakes, and I gave up on that after listening to what you said about it. The other guy did.
Yeah.
And I was going to go see Without You, I'm Nothing. And now you say that's no good.
Yeah, you don't want to. I didn't say it was no good.
Around or anything?
Yeah, but that's not it. Don't go see those things. All right.
Hey, what's wrong with Sandra?
Sandra, there's nothing wrong with her. She's a very fine actress, and she belongs on the stage.
Or on a movie, huh?
I mean, well, if you don't mind watching her do her rap, she does like a monologue.
Yeah.
She tells her life story, and she's got like these little sexual things in between, which are kind of interesting,
Mm-hmm.
But she's not, for the most part, she's very clever and brilliant and has a lot of things that cover from my generation. I'm going to sound like Peter Noon. It extends from all of the stuff that ever happened to her is on the screen in this movie now. Do you care?
I don't know. If she was funny, I'd care.
She's funny. There's moments, there's things that she says.
Is it a funny movie or not? I want to go see something funny.
No, you won't laugh hysterically.
Is anything funny on?
You mean, are there any good funny movies? Yes.
Yeah, what?
That's not one of them.
Where are they?
What did I see last week that was good? That was one that was great last week.
Why are you asking me? You never invite me to the movies, Joey.
Yeah, you're right.
I think I'll just stay home, forget the whole thing.
Yeah. You can listen to radio. It's funnier.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the show's
That's
good.
hard to find as funny radio, though, too, don't you think?
No, we're doing it.
Yeah, well, you and who else?
That's it.
Neil, maybe. All right, I'll see you later.
All right, goodbye. See, that guy was getting too serious. Takes the humor out of it.
Uh-huh.
I was going to start giving him serious answers, I bet.
I thought you were going to respond by reading the paper on the air.
No, I'm looking for movies. I forgot what I saw last week. There's so many good movies this summer. I've seen a lot of them. The Bruce Willis picture was good.
You like Die Harder?
No, the funniest one was Navy SEALs watching Charlie Sheen fumble underwater while he was drunk and drugged. That was a great movie. Do you think Rock Hudson's lover should get the money in the will? WIOD, you're on the air.
Neil's not good. He's pathetic. He shouldn't have told you that. I saw Air America. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to see tonight. I'm going out with Lou, so I'm not going to get any.
No, it was enjoyable. It was like it was a little bit too long, and there were some moments where it sort of dragged a bit, but it was pretty good. Gibson's good, and Robert Downey Jr. does some pretty funny stuff.